From substance scandals to match-fixing accusations, these are the AFL players who got caught cheating. Willie Rioli's AFL career was rocked in 2019 when he was caught tampering with not one, but two substance tests. First, he attempted to substitute his urine sample in an out-of-competition test on August 20th. Then, just weeks later, after a final against Essendon, he tested positive for cannabis and tried to manipulate his sample again. Facing a potential 4-year ban, Rioli admitted guilt and received a reduced 2-year suspension, backdated to when he was first sidelined. This allowed him to return in 2021, a punishment many considered lenient. West Coast CEO slammed the AFL's education programs, while the AFL Players Association criticised the drawn-out tribunal process. After serving his ban, Rioli made a controversial comeback, welcomed by some but never fully forgiven by others. Harley Bennell's AFL career was as much about controversy as it was talent. The former Gold Coast Suns star, once touted as a future superstar, made headlines for all the wrong reasons: substances, brawls, drinking, and run-ins with the law. Drafted at number 2 in 2010, Bennell's brilliance on the field was undeniable, but off it, trouble followed. He was photographed with white powder, fined for driving offences, arrested in a New Year's Eve brawl, and even tried to fight a journalist at the Brownlow Medal. Gold Coast's decision to house him with Carmichael Hunt, who later faced his own substance scandal, raised eyebrows. By 2015, Bennell's off-field antics overshadowed his playing career, leading to suspensions, trade speculation, and a reputation as one of the AFL's biggest wasted talents. Joel Smith's AFL career came to a shocking halt when he was handed a 4-year ban for substance use and trafficking. The Melbourne player first tested positive for substance use on match day in August 2023, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. A lengthy investigation uncovered multiple violations, including trafficking or attempted trafficking of such substances across several years. As a result, Smith is banned from playing at any level until 2028, effectively ending his AFL career. The ban sent shockwaves through the league, with AFL CEO Andrew Dillon calling it a salutary lesson for any player involved with illicit substances. Smith, who played 42 games for the Demons, now faces an uncertain future, with his AFL dream all but over. Former Collingwood defender Sam Murray's AFL career was derailed after he tested positive for substance use following a match-day substance test. He allegedly consumed the substance just days before facing Richmond in round 19, leading to a potential 4-year ban. Murray maintained he had come into contact with such substance inadvertently and claimed it was proven in a court of law. However, AFL great Chris Judd expressed concern over Murray's midweek substance use, questioning his mental state at the time. Adding to his struggles, Murray had to navigate mental health battles and the tragic loss of his 13-year-old cousin. His case remains one of the more complex and troubling examples of an AFL career cut short by off-field issues. Jake Carlisle's move to St Kilda was overshadowed by a leaked video of him snorting white powder while on holiday in the US. The footage aired just hours after his trade from Essendon was confirmed, turning his fresh start into a PR nightmare. Carlisle issued an apology, admitting to a poor decision and pledging to regain the trust of his new club.
I just want to apologise to all members and supporters out there, the club as well, for what's happened. I do regret it, it's a big mistake. I just hope we can push forward now, pay the favour and play some good footy for the club and some games.
St Kilda CEO Matt Finnis condemned the behaviour, warning Carlisle that he was on notice. The incident forced St Kilda into damage control before Carlisle had even set foot in the club. Despite the controversy, he vowed to learn from his mistake and meet the standards expected of him. Ben Cousins was one of the AFL's biggest stars, but behind the scenes, he was a substance addict.
was a heavy drug taker, but I was also highly functional.
Who cheated the system for years. In his autobiography, My Life Story, Cousins admitted he used a multitude throughout his career, yet never recorded an official strike. He timed his substance use around games, knowing testers rarely showed up on Mondays. If there was an 8-day break, he'd go on a binge. By 2007, his erratic behaviour led to suspension.
As a result of Ben Cousins breaching team rules by failing to attend training yesterday, the full endorsement from the player leadership group, the match committee, our senior coach, our CEO and the board, Ben Cousins has been suspended indefinitely from the West Coast Eagles football.
And eventually his sacking from West Coast. Incredibly, Cousins admitted the AFL's 3-strike substance policy actually encouraged him to keep using, believing he had a couple of strikes up his sleeve. Collingwood's Isaac Quainer made a bizarre confession after the Pies' dramatic draw with Fremantle. Late in the final quarter, Bailey Banfield launched a long bomb from 50. Quainer lunged, signalling to the umpire that he'd touched the ball, but replays didn't show any clear deviation or finger movement, and the goal stood. After the match, Quainer shocked everyone with his honesty. "I'm not a liar, I didn't touch it," he told ABC, admitting he had initially claimed the touch without being sure. Fans were stunned. Players usually argue decisions in their favour, not against themselves. His confession added another layer to a chaotic finish, with a last-minute free kick also sparking debate. While Collingwood walked away with 2 points, Quainer's surprising post-game admission became the night's biggest talking point. Collingwood's Jordan De Goey raised eyebrows after attempting to wipe blood from teammate Darcy Cameron's nose during a match against Hawthorn. With 5 minutes left and the Hawks leading by 10, Cameron was tackled and left bleeding on the ground. TV cameras caught De Goey reaching in, seemingly trying to clean up the blood to prevent Cameron from being forced off under the blood rule. The AFL wasn't impressed and asked Collingwood for an explanation, though De Goey faced no punishment. There's no sanction or suggestion of wrongdoing.
The AFL just curious, given it's not something you see every day.
Reported 7 News' Mitch Cleary. The AFL are just curious. Despite De Goey's efforts, umpires spotted the blood and Cameron had to leave the field. Luckily for the Pies, it didn't cost them, as they held on for a narrow 77-72 victory. Got any more AFL players who got caught cheating? Let me know in the comments.